Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Barb with Halfway to Sane. First off, I know my lighting kind of sucks today, but we got to deal with it right now. I'm having trouble with some lighting, so I'm trying to get that taken care of. But today, I have a story about an Alabama inmate that was executed. So I'm going to go ahead and read you that news article. Let's get started. So Floyd and Vera Hill, they were married for 55 years and they were devoted to each other. The sprightly 87-year-old Floyd, acting as caretaker for his 72-year-old wife Vera, who was diabetic and in poor health. When Jamie Ray Mills and his wife Joanne came knocking on the door on June 24, 2004, asking to use their phone. Well, the couple kindly obliged, only to be viciously attacked a short time later. Jamie Mills ambushed Floyd Hill in the shed, attacking him with a ball-peen hammer, a tire tool, and a machete. The women who were walking toward the home heard a loud noise and turned back. Now, when I say the women, I mean his wife, Jamie's wife, Joanne, and the gentleman who knocked on the door had his girlfriend with him. So I just wanted to clarify that in case you didn't catch that. So anyway, the women heard a loud noise and they turned back, and Jamie Mills then attacked Vera, hitting her in the back of the head with the hammer, striking her repeatedly until she crumbled to the ground. Well, Floyd Hill died instantly, while Vera Hill clung to life for a few more months, dying from the complications brought on by the attack. The Mills were intercepted by law enforcement the following day as they were getting ready to leave their home in a car carrying the items stolen from the Hills and the suspected murder weapons. Prosecutors said the Mills had spent the night before the murders high and smoking meth, and the couple were looking for a way to get more money for drugs, deciding to rob the Hills because they were known to have cash stashed at home. Also involved was Benji Howe, a local drug dealer. The Hills' money and prescription drugs were found in Benji Howe's possession when he was arrested, and authorities said the murder weapons in the trunk of the Mills car. Joanne had testified against Jamie Mills during his 2007 trial and later pled guilty and was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. Jamie was convicted of capital murder, and capital murder is a Class A felony carrying with it a potential 10 years to life, or even a possibility to death. Alabama executed death row inmate Jamie Ray Mills on May 30th, 2024. It was the state's first execution since Kenneth Smith was put to death using nitrogen hypoxia in January. On May 29th, 2024, Jamie Mills had 6 visitors, 6 phone calls, and on May 30th, he had 6 visitors, but no phone calls. He accepted his breakfast tray, a final meal of seafood, including 3 large shrimp, 2 catfish fillets, 3 oysters, 3 onion rings, and 1 stuffed crab. Mills was strapped to a gurney and could see his witnesses through the large window, and used his last words to tell his family how much he loved them. He stated, "I love my family, I love my brother, I love my sister. I couldn't ask for anything more. I love you all, carry on." He prayed with his spiritual advisor for the last time, winked at him, and then faced his witnesses again and gave them the thumbs up sign. He threw a thumbs up to his family members several times before he lost consciousness as the execution drugs made their way through his system. A conscious check was done by a guard at 6:14 p.m., 7 minutes after the execution, where he was touched and pinched to see if he was still breathing. By then, he was taking very shallow breaths. Several of Mills' witnesses sobbed during the execution. He appeared to take his final breath at 6:16 p.m., but was not declared dead until 6:26 p.m. The Alabama Attorney General state, Mills' assigned punishment, death by lethal injection, has never been more deserved. The depth of violence experienced by Mr. and Mrs. Hill at the hands of this murderer cannot be understated. Mills used a machete, a tire tool, and a ball-peen hammer to mercilessly end the lives of two people. His actions were cold and calculated. The Hills murders were heinous and left them to die as part of a senseless robbery murder scheme. I extend my deepest sympathy to the Hill family as they have endured the unimaginable for nearly 20 years as they awaited justice to finally be served. The Alabama governor stated, Jamie Mills has paid the price for his heinous crimes, and he was undoubtedly guilty. Almost 20 years ago, the grandchildren of Floyd and Vera Hill worried for their grandparents and filed a missing person report, only for police to discover the couple had been brutally and horrendously beaten to death. I pray for the victims and their loved ones. I personally do not believe this is I personally do not believe this next part. It's just part of the news. So it's not my opinion, guys. This is just what I found on the internet. So Jamie Mills asked for base protections for death row inmates. The Equal Justice Initiative, the law firm representing Mills, said in a statement after the execution that their client asked federal courts to provide some basic protections for him, including limiting the amount of time he had to spend on the execution gurney to allow his lawyers to be present. The courts rejected these requests, allowing Alabama's unapologetic state officials to once again start a process of killing a human being with uncertainty about what level of torture and cruelty will take place. Mills, they said, is just the latest example of a person who was needlessly killed by Alabama officials who comfortably tolerate state deception, violation of the law, and breach of fundamental constitutional rights in an effort to carry out a death sentence. They claim upholds the rule of law. There will come a day when governments recognize the perverse injustice of this process and the wrongfulness of this punishment. It will be a day that is too late for Jamie Mills, which makes his death tragically regrettable and mournfully unjust. So guys, leave your comments and your thoughts down below. Let me know how you feel about that. And I would appreciate if you can give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time,